Hello, and welcome to The Poor Redneck. I'm your host, David E. McClendon, and we'll post this also, cross-post it, on Random Thoughts and Observations, because this particular post serves two purposes. For Random Thoughts and Observations, it serves the purpose of telling you about a great place where you can go and get some educational information, learn a little bit more about the railroad history, the history of the railroads here in Gulf Coast, Texas. And I'm talking specifically about the Rosenberg Railroad Museum in Rosenberg, Texas. And if you look down in the post for this website, you will see, or the document for this post, you'll see the URL for the train museum as well as the address. Suzanne and I went to take a tour of this railroad, and we discovered that not only is it educational, it's also economical. It's only $5 an adult to get in. Now, no matter how you slice it, that's a very economical way to spend an afternoon, $5 a person. When we walked toward the museum, we were greeted by their guard chicken, which was very cute because this chicken met us on the way in and walked us part of the way around the train station, the museum that is modeled to look like a train station. And as we were leaving, she escorted us to the gate, or was right there at the gate when we went to leave. When we went into the museum yard, we were shortly greeted by Jordan, who became our tour guide. He checked us in and set us down in a little movie theater that was very comfortable, and we watched a short video. It was only 8 minutes. And then we were allowed to walk around the inside the museum on a self-guided tour. There's posters up, pictures, all types of signage to describe what it is you're looking at, different descriptions of things. There's old-time telephones, old-time equipment that you would find on trains and in the train stations, and a lot of information about the trains, especially the trains that operated in the Rosenberg, Texas area, Fort Bend County, Texas. After we completed our self-guided tour, Jordan took us out to an old caboose, where he told us what Fred and Wilma have to do with railroading today. And I won't spoil that for you by telling you what it is. You'll have to take the tour to learn it. This old caboose was from back in the 1970s, which is not too terribly long in the grand scheme of things, before they discontinued the use of cabooses the early part of this century. From the old caboose, he took us to tour the tower. I believe it was Tower 17. It was a control tower for the railroad. And in the bottom part of this room, we saw some artifacts from years gone by, where the control towers would communicate with the different trains in different ways by passing messages along and that type of thing. And then we went upstairs. Upstairs in the control tower, we saw how things are controlled today, that different trains are controlled today, and how they were controlled in years gone by. A system of switches that would control the trains and that would lock out so that you couldn't make a mistake. Gone are the days when the brakeman would have to jump off the train and open up a switch and make sure that it was pointed in the right direction for the train to change tracks and that type of thing. Now it's all controlled electronically. As we left the tower, we noticed that as the trains passed by, they were actually passing by a crossing nearby, but as they passed this crossing, they would blow their horns. And it was very much as if they were blowing their horns in honor of the Railroad Museum. It wasn't the case, but it seemed very much that way. Our tour concluded with a tour of the Quebec, a old-time business coach that was used for the transportation of railroad officials. And these railroad officials traveled in great luxury. This particular coach was also used by then future President William McKinley, who of course you know was one of the presidents that had been assassinated. But this was back when he was a senator, and was traveling in a very grand style. There's also an old 1944, I believe, fire engine on the ground, which is very, very interesting. And it's a great place to go and spend an afternoon. So if you got time, you're in Fort Bend County, Texas, you got time to spend a little bit of an afternoon, a great place to go would be the Railroad Museum at Rosenberg, Texas. Look it up. There's a URL at the bottom of this post. You'll be very glad you did. It's very entertaining. Thank you.